All right. Welcome to another Woods Report. Lot of news going on. Lot of news. Why you laughing?
Because you said the same thing.
Some stuff I took off of here and put it on our Woods Report drive-by.
Oh.
Because it's just too much. You can't put everything on the show.
Sometimes you'll do a drive-by topic and I want to talk more about it. It's not for like just a minute.
Yeah, it's only 1 minute.
Because you'll get me going, oh my God, what happened?
Yeah,
Give me more details.
You don't have time. It's a drive-by.
It's a drive-by. Hey, you.
Right.
Hey, stop.
It's a drive-by. It's a drive-by. I mean, I wish it was like 3 minutes. I could, but I don't know. Maybe we'll do 3-minute drive-bys. I don't know.
Drive-by is quick, though. You're right.
A drive-by.
It may even be 30 seconds.
Some stories are 30 seconds. You don't even give it that much time. But I didn't know DC Young Fly had another death. Yeah.
And when did this happen?
It's like, gee.
Recently?
Well, we'll read the story. His sister.
That's sad. Just lost the mother of his baby.
His cousin first.
Okay.
And then, like you said,
his mom, the mother of his children.
It's like ridiculous.
Because they have 3 or 4.
Who, him?
Yeah.
He has 3 kids.
3 kids with her. Yeah. That was sad.
Yep. But it's like sad. Everything.
And now a sister.
Now a sister.
It hit
and I watched Jackie O show when she was coming on. So I know who his sister is. Because she would come on there sometimes.
Is she funny too?
See, when you people say funny, I don't think you that funny. But some people think you funny.
You would say I'm funny. I just have a different sense, a different style. That's wrong.
Some people say
you don't think I'm not funny.
Some people, but would somebody, if compared to me, would somebody say you funny?
They would if they're comparing,
I say humorous.
Lenore's funny. It'll be funny at that moment, like Lenore is, but in comparison to you, oh no, they'll say not as funny as Kim. Kim a mess.
So that's how you said it. I said we was talking about DC Young Fly, and you said it's his sister.
It's his sister funny. Some comedians, their family is quiet.
It's not like
the Wayans family.
No, it's like
everybody
them.
almost.
No,
in
that's
family.
where I would say funny.
Okay,
Yeah, if it's another person that could be as funny.
The sister Kim.
Yeah,
what's her name? Kim.
Yeah, Kim
Wayans. They all funny, but she has a different humor than Marla.
Yeah.
Okay,
but no,
my mama's funny, so you gotta say it different because mama's made some funny jokes.
But you can't say funny. They're not comedians
so
like
how
Kim
would
Wayans.
Say it?
Humorous. Y'all are humorous to me. I wouldn't put y'all on your own.
We've got to find a category for that.
For that? Mm-hmm. I said humorous.
Go ahead.
But anyway, DC Young Fly reflects on his grief-filled year after losing his sister.
Wow.
He said love will always overcome.
It does. It covers.
Now, you wasn't familiar with him, were you? I had to get you familiar with DC Young Fly, didn't I?
No, I've seen him
you
on
knew
TV
him?
and stuff.
Where'd you see?
The way his comedy is real silly and
right,
almost like a Chris Tucker kind of style.
Everybody keeps saying he's Chris Tucker. That's
he reminds me of man.
Yeah.
What you talking about?
A young Chris Tucker. Yeah. The pre-saved Chris Tucker. Now he's too saved to be like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, DC Young Fly is taking a moment to acknowledge his rough year as he lost 3 people in a span of 14 months.
Oh, not even 2
Not
years.
Even. Yeah, his cousin passed away, and then Jackie O. That's what I'm saying. However, he says he's given the situation to God and seeking strength as he sticks through the mission. I told our sister on the phone, and she's like that. Mm-hmm. Our sister is like, they're some people can handle grief, and
they're built for this.
They built for it. I'm not. I crawl up into a ball and disappear.
Goodness.
So it says the comedian speaks on recently losing his cousin, his wife, and his sister. Jackie O wasn't really his wife, but
she was the mom of
like
his kids.
A wife. Yeah. The Wild 'N Out star shared his upload on October 16th via Instagram, and the picture featured him buttoning up his shirt with an expression, a stock expression on his face. Within a stoic, I'm sorry. I told you I can't read. A stoic expression on his face. Within his caption, DC Young Fly announced, in a matter of a year, I lost 3 people. Elaborating, he explained that his cousin passed away in August of 2022. Fans will know that he lost his wife, Jackie O, this May, and then and now his sister. In fact, he shared that he lost his sister only a couple of days ago. Aww. With this tragedy unfolding in swift succession, DC Young Fly acknowledged that he's turning to God in his time of personal hardship.
Because he could totally go the other way.
Yeah. He said, just got to stick through the mission, knowing that God got you and he will grant you the strength. Remember, he parted the Red Sea, not make it disappear. The problems are still there. He just allowed you to get through it. A lot of people, that's true. He didn't get rid of the Dead Sea. He didn't put a bridge over the Dead Sea. He parted the Dead Sea so that when they march through it, they can see on both sides that
the sea was
still there. It was a constant reminder as he was bringing them through that they can see on both sides what was awaiting them. Isn't that something?
Yes.
Oh. So that's actually a good analogy that he gave, that he said, allowing you to get through it.
And he's a comedian too. Just remind me of what Pete Davidson said on the Saturday Night Live.
Made me think of that song with what's going on now with the war and all of that stuff. You was kind of singing it when you said that lady. Tragedy
in common places. Something, all kinds of diseases and stuff. Thank you. Thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. It could have been me.
Yes.
Outdoors with no food. Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking
of. Every time death does hit, it does hurt. Because a lot of us, the family members, friends, whatever, spouse, and you hopefully and pray that they are definitely in a better place than here.
Yeah.
But that should remind you again of my cousin's song, Living to Live Again. I'm living here to live again. And I see my sisters gone on, but my baby's mother, my cousin, you said.
His cousin.
I'm so glad he's staying focused to stay with God. Because you can get angry. You can get mad, bitter, not understanding when it's one after another time frame. Like, God, why? Why my cousin? Why my sister now? Yeah. I just lost my baby mama. How many months ago?
Just May.
Same year. He could go cuckoo. He could just, the enemy can use that to make him bitter and don't want to trust God anymore. But he's using it for the good. That's probably his ministry.
Yeah,
he probably don't even want
to. People will look at DC Young Fly and be like, oh, he cuss and he do that. He's not saved. Stop telling people who's saved and who's not. You don't know what people are.
Just
stop.
The fact
hate when Christians do that.
Cussing, smoking, drinking, whatever. The fact that this dude is saying, I'm trusting God through this, keeping strong. That is the testimony to let other people know. Quit looking at all
Christians always petty
stuff.
Yeah.
You're drinking, you're smoking.
Oh, he's not saved. How do you know who's saved and who's not?
And who did Jesus even hung with? He made sure he stayed with people that everybody judged.
Right.
But he looked at the hearts of men.
Well, it says, as the Shade Room reported, Jackie O passed away earlier this year, shortly after undergoing that mommy makeover surgery in Miami, Florida.
Didn't Kanye's mom do?
Kanye's mother passed away. About a week after Jackie O passed away, DC Young Fly paid tribute by referring to her as the greatest mother. He also opened up about how he wanted the situation to be a dream so bad. His heartfelt post ended with him declaring, "Love you forever. Just know we going harder than ever. God is in control and that he's got us covered." Dang. So, yep. So let's all keep DC Young Fly in prayer as he goes through this.
Because he has a new show, a game
that
show.
Hollywood Squares type of show. The black one though. Yeah.
Black version of
it. And you had mentioned, I don't know if you mentioned it or we heard about him saying humor is what keeps him focused.
That's what was it Keith Davidson?
Oh, Pete Davidson. You said that. Yeah, Pete Davidson
said that because he's a comedian.
Was that this past Saturday or coming up Saturday?
It was past Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
Yep.
He hosted it.
It was his disclaimer when they first came on, because you think about it, we got wars going on and rumors of wars and situations in our country. That little boy that just unfortunately was attacked. all that's going on, and you think, I have no time to laugh. That's not time to laugh. It can't be like funny. Yeah. It's
then
not
you'll
funny.
never be funny then, because we always gonna have tragedy.
And he shared his testimony on his father. He lost his father at the September 11th. His father was a fireman.
Yep.
And humor kept him going. But we keep forgetting, humor is medicine.
Yep.
That's medicine to our soul, our hurting areas.
Yep.
Look, go ahead, DC Young Fly.
So his comedy, him filming that show, is probably helping him get through it. I just pray that when the time comes, whatever for us.
I believe he's being used.
Yeah,
because he's had 3 tragedies back to back, and he's still going. What's up?
Yeah,
how you doing? God,
he said, "God to get you through it. God to get you through it."
And his homeboys and people that hang with him, they gonna go. Dude, it's a peace that passes all understanding. I can't think why I'm like this, but I am.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. Let's see.
Okay.
Speaker of the House. Master of the House. Anybody at Seinfeld knows that. If you've watched Seinfeld, you know my Master of the House reference.
Okay.
I'm not even going to go in deep in. That's only for people who love Seinfeld.
Seinfeld
like
lovers.
Me. Master of the House.
And is this a Kramer thing?
No. This is George.
George.
And Elaine's father. I'm not going to go in detail.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to know who kind of started that.
Right.
Okay.
Well, Speaker of the House.
Jordan.
We
sat there and watched the vote.
Short man Jordan. I told y'all yesterday.
He was short of votes.
We talked about it. Well, we talked about him bullying. It's still not over. He still got a little bullying in him. That little short man is Napoleon. He still got a little bullying in him.
They're going to talk on the sidebars, the sideline.
So the latest is Representative Jim Jordan, who Donald Trump endorsed, fell short on the first round. Remember, it was 13 or 15 rounds with McCarthy. First round voting for Speaker. He was nominated last week to be Speaker after House Majority Leader Scalise withdrew from the race. They bullied him out of it. The man is like, look, I'm dying of cancer. I don't have time for all of this.
And stress would make me sicker.
So how many votes are needed to be House Speaker? Jordan will likely need 217. He only got 200 on the first ballot. He said tonight that the next vote is expected tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Now so they're going to have some discussions tonight, huh?
It's going to be on tonight. People are going to be on the phone. It's going to be more threats. It's going to be more bullying, more calls, and,
that's not necessary. But I'm telling you, those 20 people, I don't know how many of the 20.
Look.
They going to hold.
If you don't think Trump's attorney, Mike Cohen, the one that Trump dropped the lawsuit against, and they were saying, we talked about it, Mike Cohen talking about getting ready to take him to court. Well, he was supposed to show up in court, and they said he didn't show up.
Ooh.
So a lot of people think some kind of mob stuff is going on here. I'm telling you, you don't know behind the scenes what happens with these people. These people are brutal.
Oh, Lord.
So we don't know if some mob calls are going to be called tonight. All right, you're part of the 20, all right. That's why we wanted to bring you out of the chamber and put you out public so we know who the people are.
Yeah, come close.
So what you gonna do tomorrow, all right? You're gonna go in there, you understand? And you're gonna vote short man.
I don't think they're gonna be
got it?
Short man.
Yeah, but
you're gonna vote short man.
But nothing, buddy.
You're gonna vote for the short man. That's
all right. Don't think because you parked your car in your garage, we can't get to it. Now, do I have your word as a gentleman that you're gonna be voting for Jordan tomorrow?
I'm hoping they not bullied. Please don't be bullied. I'm hoping y'all like a religious, spiritual person like Pence. Nothing you can say that keeps me from.
Are you kidding me? He's changed.
No, but he didn't overthrow the government.
He didn't have time to be bullied. He was inside the chamber.
I know, but I'm glad he could have easily still did the
If
thing.
he would have gone home overnight, he would have came back.
Because he was too close to God.
No. All right, listen here, Mr. God man. All right. You want to see God? You like him so much? Okay, well, you're going to see him tomorrow night. If I don't get a vote for Jordan.
You said short man at first. Vote for short man.
Right.
Yeah.
Ah, right, that
We'll
right.
see.
You better fall in that place. Okay, I was just saying no because I don't want the people. This is what I believe.
I want them
I
to
don't
see
want them
that I
to think.
tried.
I don't want them to think I folded easy. All right. Okay, this is what we're gonna do here. Then, all right. I get what you're saying. I got it. You gotta stay in your position. You don't want to fold like a piece of cardboard. So what we're gonna do is the McCarthy thing. You got it. We're gonna keep going about 13, 14 votes, and then you're gonna throw in the towel. You got it.
I hope not.
All right. I'll give you about 13 or 14.
Is that the next step?
What?
That they do a plan like
Keep
they did
going
with
over and
McCarthy?
over again.
I hope not.
Because
they were saying that number started rising. They said about 4 people,
Right.
5 people. They was like, oh my God, we already in the letter C's and we got 3, 4 people already.
Well, what's gonna happen is you're gonna make it sound like this is the worst thing in the world, but you want to keep the government going. We got to get the money over to Israel. You got what's going on? All righty. We don't want to close the government down and then make it look like you Republicans had something to do with that. So what you're gonna do is y'all have to hold out a little bit there, so your people feel like you're in there in the punch.
If he gets all of the Republicans to vote, he will get the 217.
He only can't miss 4.
Oh.
All right, let's think about it. The one and the B4. We're gonna figure out who the 4 are. I'll get back to you. I'll call you back. If you're one of the lucky ones, one of the
That's
4.
what I don't want.
If you're one of the lucky ones, we'll let you hold out. You can go ahead and vote against them. It doesn't matter. You're one of the 4.
I don't want them to bully them. Oh my God.
We need you. We need you. You're in one of those districts that can go either way there. We understand. We understand.
Okay.
You got to hold on to your position next year because we don't want to make sure you lose your seat. So what's going to happen is I'll make sure that you're going to be one of the 4. And then, all right, you got it? I got to go now. I got to get on the phone and call some more Trump people that's supporting Trump and make sure things go the way they're supposed to go.
Oh, no.
I'm having a hard time with these black women, though. This black judge and these black district attorneys. I'm calling them and they're saying, what are you don't you call me?
I ain't scared of you. You ain't the boss of me.
Chuck in from Jamaica. Oh, you calling me?
Oh, no.
Baby, I'm from Jamaica, okay?
You're not the boss of me.
I got some Jamaican brothers that want to talk to you. You got it?
Don't get no woman angry. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Feisty.
Right. So that's not working on the black judges and stuff.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah. And then I think that one guy is Jewish,
stand.
isn't he? The one, the other one, the judge and
Oh, see.
that you think that works on me? My grandfather went through Nazi camp.
Yes.
That doesn't work on me.
Oh my God.
See, it don't work on nobody like
That's
that.
right. They're willing to stand up against all of his mega bullies and crazy.
So let's see. Let's see. So he needs 217. He only got 200. The next vote is tomorrow. Democrats are backing House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. We already know that. Big giant head Matt Gaetz from Florida triggered the race when he removed McCarthy.
They should have just kept him in place, even though he didn't. They claimed, some of them said he didn't, the promises that he made.
Only 8 Republicans.
This was the wrong time to do that, though.
It says Jordan has been an ally of former President Donald Trump, who endorsed him for the job.
See how 8 people can start trouble?
So let's see. They got the countdown going. They want to see what's going to happen here.
Okay.
Now, the Republicans may switch up. Hakeem Jeffries suggested tonight that the Democrats would be open to working with interim Speaker Patrick McHenry, who's a Republican.
Okay.
Jeffrey said McHenry is respected on both sides. Okay.
Well, I don't know. Matt Gaetz and them
but
probably wouldn't like him.
not Jordan. They don't need Matt Gaetz and them. They don't need all the Republicans. It would be all the Democrats would vote
as well.
And then a few few Republicans are needed.
Good strategy. They'll take the place of the Matt Gaetz and the Jordan.
So let's see if they nominate. I don't think he wants it. That man is a little short man. That's the one that banged the gavel down real hard. He don't want that.
He don't?
He don't want no smoke with nobody.
We'll see. That's a good strategy if they do find a Republican who can cross lines and can bring people together.
Yes.
Still with the agenda
of
most of the Republican views.
Yep. So we'll see.
Let's go for it.
Let's see if that little short man McHenry.
But I can tell you now, Jordan right now is not liked.
He ain't liked on
crazy
both sides.
That he's been acting crazy since the very beginning of his term.
I didn't know he never passed one bill.
No, now we're learning about him.
He's only been there to cause trouble.
Yeah.
So let's see. We'll follow that story. Wendy says, "Hey girls, comical." She said, "No, you can read. You can't pronounce some words you don't know." Wendy, you see when I said I can't read.
These are words she should know.
All right,
go ahead.
See, that's humor. You're not funny. It's not funny. No. All right, now you brought this story. What's going on here?
Put my glasses on.
Put
your glasses on. I wanted to talk about Kim's friend, Ramaswamy
Shumakama,
when he's in different not workshops, but different opportunities where people can ask questions and stuff. There are other people who probably feel the way we feel. Dude, you're not experienced. Dude, you just shining and glowing and making it really. So the women on The View caught this clip of him in some different I forgot what event it was, but one of the voters, she read him, and I wanted to play this to show that everybody, some people think the way we think about them.
Okay,
go ahead.
Oh, here's the clip.
Let's talk about your lack of job qualifications. You're not qualified to become the principal of my children's school of only 1,000 students. You're not qualified to be the select board of my town with a population of 16,000 people. And you're definitely not qualified to run for the highest office of our nation to govern 330 million Americans. We Americans should stop thinking that rich men who fund their campaigns and manipulate us into thinking that they're smart or savvy are qualified for the presidency, to receive the codes to launch nuclear weapons, and to become the commander-in-chief of our military forces.
So she says his private.
Wow. He responded that he's an outsider who is not beholden to super PAC money. Somebody else had that same rap.
Heard that before.
So you want us
That's
to put...
how Trump tried to run.
Right, you want us to put another moron in the White House.
Businessman that don't know nothing. Barely his business. Because Ramaswamy, they're saying, was deceitful even as a businessman himself. So yeah, he's walking in the footprints of Trump.
I watched him. I agree with Nikki Haley. Every time I listen to him speak, I feel dumber and dumber. Remember Nikki Haley said that?
I know.
He's a moron.
Yeah.
And the thing that I don't like about him, I watched him on...
his numbers are rising.
I know, because he's the next Trump. And people feel like if Trump goes to prison or jail, he'll be the next one.
Shoes too.
I told you how they forced to vote for him. I don't want to vote for no Ramaswamy. You have to. He said he would pardon Trump. What? Remember I told you that. We went through the whole thing.
Sure did. Yeah.
Well, if I'm forced to, I guess I will. That's they forced. They be kicking and screaming to go to the thing to vote for him.
Sure, Trump. You need to do your homework, Trump.
So the thing with him is I watched him on some other debate, and he actually had the nerve to defend why Donald Trump should be pardoned. And even if he committed a crime, it doesn't matter, because let the American people decide.
Does he not know the crime that Trump committed?
He kept saying the American people should decide, not the Department of Justice. So let's just go back to the 1800s and let the American people decide, should we have slavery or not? You're a bonehead.
You are.
That's why we have laws.
Yes.
America, people, period.
And wars,
I'm sorry to tell you this.
That Civil War was one of the reasons.
I hate to tell you this, but people are stupid. That's why we have laws. You don't leave things up to people. You think we should have speeding laws? No, just let people drive as fast as they want to.
If we left things up to people, though, the popular votes, most of the people would have won for certain things.
Thank you.
We got electoral votes that kind of like rule that popularity.
Guess what we go by, Kimasami? We go by the Constitution of the United States of America.
Does he even know the Constitution of the United States? Because he didn't start voting, they said, for recently?
Recently, 2020.
So he really may not even know the amendments, the Constitution,
he doesn't know
the
anything.
preamble, all of that.
All he knows is to put mousse in his hair to make his hair go high when it's time to have a debate.
And his little charisma speaking as a
People
businessman.
fall for charisma.
Yes.
That's how they do with Trump.
Yes.
They fall for charisma. He can say the dumbest things in the world, but if he says it and he's funny and he's humorous, people fall for it. You think we're going to leave that up to the American people?
He looks good saying it. Oh, he looks good. He looks good. But do you hear what he's saying? It doesn't matter. He just looks good. He looks good saying it.
Yes.
He's in good shape. He's a tall, handsome man.
Yes.
He can represent our country. We want somebody that looks good.
Yes.
So
no. And that lady was absolutely correct.
She went down her little list.
You are not even fit to be on the school
Of
board.
her school, her
the
kids.
Principal of a school board.
And that's just 1,000 kids.
The principal or over the school board.
How you gonna be a commander-in-chief over 300 million people?
But it's falling on dead ears because she's saying stuff to him. You could say that to Trump.
Yeah.
And then trust you with our national secrets. This guy's at a cocktail party telling about how our submarines work.
Yeah.
You know, we can drive. I was looking at some documents. I was sitting on the toilet reading them. The documents I'm not supposed to have.
Exactly.
And it says that our submarines could get this amount of inches or whatever to Russia. And they don't even know that we're there. Now, once we go past that point, talking to some guy who has nothing to do with anything.
You know what? It's so funny because I'm thinking when Trump was in office, I'm thinking, remember we used to have those farms that we took care of on Facebook? Or the little territories. It's like a game.
That's what they think it is.
This is a game
These
to them.
are people's
Strategic
lives.
moves and press that button. I can get a hammer as my weapon. I can get a gun. This is a game.
God gonna judge them. And he's gonna judge the House of Representatives and all of the elected officials.
All of them. Yes.
Because you playing with people's lives.
Thank you.
You talking about shutting the government down. It's people who they won't have any money. We saw M say it affect her if the government gets shut down.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, I was pretty surprised when he was on The View. He actually spoke. He said a lot of the people in these positions in the Senate and all of that, they don't care about the people.
They don't care.
He said, you are working for the people.
They forget that.
Understand what the people want. What do your people want? Your jurisdiction, your state, your location.
They forget about that.
God, that's one thing I did agree with him.
Yeah.
And he said, one of the things he said, I tried to pass what I could,
right.
but I worked with the other side to try to get ideas on how we both can make
tried to be the Terminator.
Yeah.
Come with me if you want to live.
If you want to live.
I was acting like I was in my movies and it didn't work.
Right. But he even tooted his own horn, and with things he did, he was able to pass.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, if this was a movie, in real life, the way his movies is, he could pull up like the Terminator, the good Terminator, have his hand out of a truck saying, come with me if you want to live. And Donald Trump can pull up next to him in a clown car and say, come to me if you want to. Come with me and Obama if you want to live. Obama's not in the car. It doesn't matter. Come with me and the invisible man next to me if you want to live. These nut jobs will go with him in the clown car.
And he'll go right over the cliff.
Dun, 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 dun. It'd be a clown car over clown car. Jordan is the next clown car. I'm picking up some more passengers. All of them going over the cliff in clown cars.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. So, oh well.
So you can't leave it up to people. People are stupid.
Go ahead.
So, very good idea. Very good point that she said.
Swami.
And he didn't have nothing to say next to it.
This little stupid comment that Trump said when he was running.
Same thing.
You have no experience. You're
right.
just a businessman.
I'm against the establishment. Okay, all right. You're against the establishment.
And had we known now what we knew, if we knew then what we know now, that he was still doing things unethical with his business. So
this man was not only saying, because they tried to say that, well, you can embellish the price of stuff. He was saying the square footage was off too.
Way off.
He would have something, let's just make up a square footage of 1,000. He say that is 3,000.
3,000. That's really puffing it up. I can see if you say 1,200. You bump it up like 200, 300. Not 3,000 more. Really?
They make excuses for him.
No.
I told you, clown cars. So Kumakami, no. Nobody's voting for you. All right.
Oh my goodness.
And then for those of you, so we don't get flooded in the comment section, you're racist. You're making fun of his name. Yeah, I am. Because he doesn't believe in white supremacy.
She says,
so he thinks that white supremacy is a unicorn. So his name is a unicorn.
So she will smear his name.
Kumakana's name is a unicorn.
Swami. So I had to remind him who we are talking about. All right. Go ahead.
Well,
what's going on with this?
Separated at the border. U.S. government agrees to a settlement with migrant families.
What's going on?
Well, the U.S. government has to pay people. Let me put this
what do you mean
here.
Pay people?
Yeah, you can't see it over there. I'll do it there.
Okay.
The U.S. government has agreed to reunite and compensate thousands of migrant families who were separated at the U.S.-Mexico border during Comover's administration. Remember when he was separating people and putting the kids in cages and stuff? Well, some of them aren't still even back together yet. Oh, they can't even find each other.
Now are we going to send them back to the other country?
Well, here it says Homeland Security Secretary promises justice and reunification for some of the families separated at the U.S.-Mexico border during Trump's administration. A settlement between the Biden administration and lawyers for separated families will let many stay in the United States and apply for asylum. You just ask what happened.
Over here then.
They've been here since that nut job was president.
Because what Obama did was the whole families. He didn't separate them.
Exactly.
So
Donald, remember I told you the kids was in prison in cages.
And she went over there.
And he said, my own wife, Donald Trump said, my own wife won't even let me sleep. He didn't do it out of the kindness of his heart. She came across the White House, because you know they don't sleep in the same room. She walked all the way across from one side of the White House to the other side of the White House. She went through security and everything to come in the room while he was on the phone with Hannity at night and said, excuse me, Donald, can I interrupt you and Hannity for a minute, Donald? And he said, all right, hold on, Hannity, my wife is here. Donald, can you take the kids out of the cages, Donald?
That's not nice.
That's not nice, Donald. Please, Donald. I don't know. It'll make them not want to come over here. Donald, I don't want to come back here tomorrow. Donald, I have to come back tomorrow, Donald.
You're far from where I
So he said, all right, I got to get these kids out of here. My wife is bothering me.
Wow.
So that's what happened.
The nagging woman.
Now, Martinez says that he says that that's a federal judge who approved the settlement. Some will get jobs and housing, and we should emphasize the word some. Attorney Lee Gelert of the American Civil Liberties Union says as many as 1,000 of the children they represent haven't even found their families.
Wow.
They're still holding on to 1,000 kids.
That's a lot of kids.
Is that? And no one talks about that. What this man did.
We forgot about it, to be honest.
People forget about it.
Concentrating on the new group that's coming in.
Well, I'm here to remind you. We're here to remind you.
Oh my God.
There's still 1,000 children still separated from their families from what that clown did when he was president.
And my thing is, why didn't he do what Obama did? If you want to deport them back, at least keep them together. It makes sense to have the mother and the babies together.
The Trump administration did not keep records. The court said it appears that the Trump administration tracked property more diligently than they tracked the whereabouts of the kids. We have been searching for years for their families. Still searching for their families.
That's sad.
That effort spanned several countries and much of the U.S. Many children were sent to live with extended relatives or family and friends. Others wound up in state-supervised care. Now, former President Trump defended his administration's policy in a town hall meeting this past spring. And he did not rule out trying to bring the policy back if he became president again. In other words, when I become president again, I'm going to do it again.
Oh, no. He's not going to even fix what he did. He's
going to do it again. When the people come over with the kids, I'm separating the kids.
Because what's the plan? What has the Republicans even given a plan on how we should fix this?
It says the settlement would stop that from happening because it prohibits future family separations for 8 years. So this settlement puts in there that if that clown becomes president again, he can't even do it. It's part of a legal document. He can't even do it. Even though he wants to, he can't.
Right, okay. So they're going to really try to etch it in stone, kind of.
Yes. The man says, when we do policy, it's vital that we adhere to our country's fundamental values, and we will not deviate from that. If the settlement is followed, that means that whoever wins the presidency next year could not resume family separations.
Wow.
We know Biden not going to do it. So in other words, they saying whoever wins, whatever is Republican or Democrat, you cannot separate families.
Follow up with this and keep that process in place.
Yes, for the next 8 years.
Parents stay with kids. Mom stays with children. Don't separate them.
You can't do that.
Okay.
Wendy says Lenora is comical. That's your word.
Thank you, Wendy.
Emerald says, hey, ladies. And she's saying hi to Wendy. So let's keep an eye on that.
How we forget about this.
We forget about that dummy separated kids.
We knew he separated them, but we didn't.
But it goes out of your mind. It goes out of your mind.
Oh my God, they're separated. Okay, where are they?
Yeah.
Oh, they're still separated. They never got back with their moms and their dads. Oh, that's sad.
They're in our custody. We paying for them. Oh, so you either pay for them now or you pay for them later.
Oh Lord,
big dummy.
Okay.
All right.
So we updated with that one.
Now Jada. Okay, you said something about with Jada, right?
Yeah, people still talking about it because she's promoting her book. So, she's going to be on everybody's show. At first, I thought she was going to be on The View, but they just talked about it on The View. But I'm listening to whatever show she's on if she's consistent. I haven't read her book.
Right.
But even not reading her book, people made comments about what's in the book and what she tells, even with the Tupac thing, she was saying, what did she say when they said on The View from her book? I know because you were saying about them going, people thought that they were.
She said a lot of stuff about Tupac.
Dating or
Which
whatever.
One? Yeah, that he asked her to marry him.
Yeah.
She said a lot of stuff.
She's not consistent with a lot of stuff.
Right.
Even with, and then too, elaborating on when she and Will invited her to come as, let's go as a couple to the Academy, to the awards. And she is telling her.
She said she didn't know that he was going to go up there. And then even when he came back, she thought it was a joke like everybody else did. It was just ridiculous.
Wow, my husband. Because he was getting up and going back and forth. So they thought, oh, this is a skit.
All right.
Oh, that's funny. But apparently Stephen, what's his name?
Stephen Smith.
This is his take on her whole coming out thing.
ESPN's Stephen A. Smith weighed in the other day. Here's another clip.
You want to mess with some dude that's your son's friend, as trifling as that may seem in people's eyes, that's your damn business. You want to break up with your husband and all of this stuff, that's your business. But this public emasculation needs to stop. Jada, all you're doing is elevating the level of vitriol coming your way. Because it don't matter what you say. There's nothing you can say to a man to justify what you have done to Will Smith.
Okay.
So apparently people are upset.
My thing is with Jada, my thing with Jada, because some people who are her fans are like, why is everybody so mad at Jada? Will is cheating and doing stuff because he doesn't talk about it.
Thank you.
Jada talks about it. She keeps constantly reminding you.
Somebody said at the View table, maybe this is her way of she is a talker to get therapy and release it. And one I think Alyssa made that clear, but she said aside from that, there's things that you still shouldn't share out in public. Now, if you want them to read your book, that's fine. They probably going to question you about it because she probably wrote most of the stuff she's talking about. But she had the red table where she would come out and say things, But a lot of people probably feel like the red table, we kind of feel like you hypocritical in a way.
You giving people advice and you don't even have, you're not even married.
It's almost like the lady on the strawberry letter.
But no, she came back and clarified stuff.
Oh, did she?
So she was on Hoda's show. Remember, that's the first show she came out on and made such a big deal. And that's where everybody started saying, oh, okay, well, we didn't know y'all was separated for all these years and we thought y'all was married and stuff. Well, she must have came back home and PR or somebody got in her ear and said, what is wrong with you? We discussed this. You're not supposed to talk like that. You're ruining this man's career. This man is known as being a good guy. That's like Denzel Washington. And his wife comes out and says, he's not so nice.
But you know what? it's kind of like, I don't know if it's ruining his career, because when he went up on the stage and slapped Chris Rock, that to me was messing his career up.
No, but
so she had nothing to do with that.
Worse if they wasn't together and you went up and slapped Chris Rock.
No, it didn't show. It didn't show.
What reason? That makes him look like
to get my name out of your mouth.
It makes him look like a Looney Tune.
Yeah.
So you went up and smacked a man who talked about your fake wife.
Tried to go with her.
Bald head.
Supposedly, allegedly.
That got you that stirred up. The woman you not even live, like you live in the other part of the house with.
Still loves her though.
It made him look even worse.
Fought for her honor. That's still my wife, the mother of my children, even though we're not living together physically in the same house. Right. That was fighting for her honor.
Well, it says even Hoda was confused when Jada came back for a second interview on the Today Show. Mm-hmm. It said after a line of questioning about Pinkett Smith's marriage status with Will Smith, the couple are in fact trying to reconcile. So she came back to say, I wasn't clear. Mm-hmm. We're trying to reconcile. Mm-hmm. So it's not like we separated and we live in the same house and we don't want to reconcile. Mm-hmm. We're trying to reconcile, which to me is a lie. Because again, we keep seeing Will all around the world with his girlfriend.
The sad thing about it is that regardless of what comes out of her mouth and what's in her book, to me, it's just promoting the book. I want people to like. I want to get that book because I want to read what's going on with them.
She said there's no divorce on paper. We really have been working hard. That's the whole thing, she continued. We are working very hard at bringing our relationship together, back to a life partnership. And Hoda was like, and we all watched the first interview. That's not what she was saying. Mm-hmm. She didn't make it sound like y'all was working. Because would you have said that day? You would have said, we've been separated in the house for 7 years or whatever, but we're working really hard to kind of come back. And all of a sudden, she rebooks herself, comes back on the show, and they're working really hard.
I can see if she was saying, we had some issues, we tried to make it work, and then we went a season with just being married, but still open, and then things happen maybe some years later that we said, let's maybe rekindle this again. Let's look into doing this again. So,
and for you morons who in the comment section, what does that have to, why are you in their business? What does their marriage have to do with you? We wouldn't know anything about it if Jada didn't talk about it.
People crack me up when they say,
and what is the show? Why are you even in our room watching the show? That's what we do. We talk about what's going on in the world. You big dummy.
And we give our opinion on it. That's what Stephen Smith did. He said, whatever you do in your marriage is your business.
I hate when people come in comments on comment shows and say, why are you commenting on it? You are a moron. Why are you watching a show where people talk about what's going on and then asking them why they talking about what's going on? Yeah. Get out of here. Go watch sports or something.
I know.
Even then, they get their commentary. He shouldn't have thrown the ball. No.
Nobody says anything
about where they do. They be in the comment section. You don't think you're just a quarterback?
They even said that
it's the same people. People are stupid.
Who are you to say he shouldn't have thrown it that way?
Thank you.
Well, she had.
Who am I? I'm a sports commentator. Why are you watching me as a sports commentator?
The outfit she had on in that one interview, she had that same outfit on when she went on the what's her name, Kelly and her husband's show. So she was doing a road show. She was doing okay, I'm gonna stop at so and so.
And I get it.
I'm surprised she didn't do the View.
I get it. You're trying to sell your book. I get it.
Yeah.
But your life cannot be that boring, Jada, that your book is all about Will and Tupac.
Yeah.
What have you learned as a mom?
We haven't read her book, so we don't know.
Let's find out what the book.
Some people are reading the book and they're saying it's about everything.
Let's hope that the sensationalism that she's doing is to promote the book.
Yeah.
But let's hope when we get there that we don't just see 90% of Will and 90%. No, that's another one.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
She did it again, y'all. See?
Oh, there it is. Okay. But 90%,
that we don't see 90% of Will and Tupac. That we hear about you as a mom. That we hear about what you learned as an actress.
I think people are waiting for him to reply too.
He already replied.
What did he say?
He showed himself.
When he was on the boat, whatever.
Yeah. In other words, my notifications is off.
It. Okay.
I'm having a good time out here on set.
Let my wife do whatever she does.
My fake wife to do what she do.
Well, they still married on paper.
Well, according to her, they're trying to reconcile. We don't know that.
Well, on paper though, they're still married.
Yeah, on paper.
So that's why he
married.
can still say my wife.
Yeah,
my alleged wife.
Well, I mean, come on. I know what it's like to be married on paper.
Yeah.
You don't call somebody your wife.
Yeah.
Just because you married on paper.
How would you say that? My legal wife?
No,
because you on paper still married.
I say ex-wife, even if it's on paper.
No, until they are not together.
You asking what I say? I would say ex-husband.
But it's not the correct term.
I know, but it don't matter. That's what I say.
I've had friends whose mom and dad's been separated for years until they pass away.
Right,
and they were still married. They was just legally separated.
Right.
That's probably
well for me. When I got separated and not even separated, left.
Yeah,
he was my ex-husband. Even though legally he was still my husband.
On paper.
Right.
So,
but it don't matter. You said what I'm saying to people.
No, that's
not legally.
Let me tell you why it matters. If you are still legally bound to that person, bills will come your way. No, I'm saying that. Legally. People will come your way. So that's why you need to detach yourself legally. Right.
But to people, you don't say that. Because they're going to be like, where's your husband
in your head. I get it.
You say, that's my ex-husband. But then you're right, because when I came back up here and left him, and was still married on paper, too lazy to go down and take care of it. He had already had a whole nother family he started, and his baby mother, she contacted me in Facebook and said, he's not paying child support. I'm gonna come after you. Oh, I marched down Monday morning and got that divorce.
And then legally,
because legally I'm responsible.
A lot of women don't know that.
Yeah,
a lot of men don't know that.
So okay.
What they saying?
Emerald says Jada seeks attention and relevance. Any way she can get it. And Wendy's asking M if she's coming on Friday. I think M works though, Wendy. And Emerald says yes, I would listen. Yeah, she'll listen in. She's at work, so she can't come in.
It's kind of hard.
All right, so that's the end of Jada and her.
No, it's not the end.
No, I'm saying about
this is our update of it.
Yeah, this is our update of Jada.
This is gonna go on for that book. She's selling that book,
right? And for those of you who like, why are you following the story? Because that's what we do. You big dumb bucket.
Follow stories.
If you don't like it, why are you here?
The good, the bad.
Get out of here.
Good, bad, ugly.
All right.
I do get it. It is their business. That's what Stephen Wilson.
I'm probably the only YouTuber that says, "Give me 20 views." I don't care.
Like Howard Stern. The guy that you like, he would tell you to kiss off or go do something that you just wouldn't want to hear.
Most people the opposite of that. Give me 20 views. I take 20 strong viewers versus a million dumb buckets or morons in the comment section. Yeah. Why you want to do this? What's going on here? Get out of here.
It's their business. Why you're in their business? Because they're making it our business.
Exactly, you big dummies. All right, Drake. Well, you know I'm a Michael Jackson fan.
Yes.
All right.
What'd he say?
Drake and J. Cole's First Person Shooter, their song, debut atop Billboard's Hot 100, tying Drake with Michael Jackson for the record.
Okay.
Drake ties Michael Jackson with 13 Hot 100 leaders, the most among solo males, while J. Cole earns his first. Drake's First Shooter featuring J. Cole launches at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 Songs chart. I'm surprised you didn't put a picture of Michael Jackson up there.
I didn't think.
The collaboration from Drake, All the Dogs, which currently debut at number 1 on Billboard 200 albums chart, is his 13th Hot 100 leader, tying him with Michael Jackson for the most in the list history among solo males. Now, let's talk about this for a second. Mm-hmm. As an avid Michael Jackson fan, I take issue with that.
I'm still trying to understand when they say top. Like, how many sold?
How many?
Because wasn't stuff downloaded?
Well, this is number 1 Billboard. Okay. Drake is not physical albums.
Right. It's downloads.
Right. Michael Jackson was physical. People literally went out and bought his album and played his song.
Yeah. Or
so why are you comparing somebody who can just go on their phone and download something
which is
versus somebody actually going in and paying for something?
Right.
Also, somebody had on Instagram. Let's get Michael Jackson up again and move him out the way for a second.
Okay.
So everybody was trying to figure out what song to stream of Michael Jackson that never went number one on the Billboard. One of them was Thriller.
That never went number one?
No. One of them was Thriller. I think Billie Jean was one or something.
Wow.
But Thriller was one. So everybody was like, for Halloween, everybody starts screaming Thriller.
Okay.
And let's bump Drake out of here.
Get knocked down his number of how many so and
so. that's what I want. Okay. I want Michael Jackson. I know it's stupid because Michael Jackson ain't gonna never always be number one.
And then too, if we're reading something like this, to me, I would question because in my head, Michael Jackson still, the number songs that he had put out have always been number one in my head. Who sits and actually calculates
exactly
from his time period to Drake's time period when it comes to getting access to their music?
And then remember I said earlier, it doesn't matter as far as records when people are legends.
Yeah.
Because that's like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Everybody's beat his record, but he's still the number one.
He's a legend, yeah.
He's a legend. So what you want to be is a legend. And Drake is up there as far as rap. He's up there. He's not, in my opinion, he's not a legend.
Right.
But he's up there.
Right.
He's up there. And so in my opinion, once he becomes that, then he doesn't matter 10, 20 years from now if some rapper beats his record. People will say he set that foundation and that thing for that rapper to even be able to do that.
Exactly.
So that's probably how I feel about Michael Jackson.
It's hard to be a GOAT. I mean, right now the GOATs are
greatest of all time.
Yeah, if looking at my age and a little older. But the younger ones now are not GOATs yet.
I think some people call people GOATs and they're not.
Yeah, I think it's because that's their favorite. They just like that artist.
Yeah.
But
Drake is close to it because he's been out in the game long enough where he's affected a whole generation of rappers after him. These guys coming up now listen to Drake. You know what I'm saying? They didn't listen to like Tupac and all of them. They listened to Drake. So for them, it's almost like LeBron and Michael. These younger basketball players see Steph Curry and LeBron as the GOAT, as being the greatest of all time.
So the GOATs changed.
The GOATs changed. We saw Michael Jackson. Before Michael Jackson, it was people like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And so each 20, 30 years, it changes. Okay. But to me, there are some people that are just beyond GOAT status. They are legends.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's GOATs.
And everybody's not a legend.
Everybody's not a legend. There's GOATs and then there's legends. To me, Janet Jackson is a GOAT.
Oh.
Greatest of all time.
Tina Turner is a legend.
Well,
what do you consider a legend?
A legend to me is Michael Jackson.
And he's not the only legend, Kim.
No, but you got to be up there with Michael Jackson.
Beatles.
The Beatles to me are legends.
See, you're just making him like he's the only one.
I said, the Beatles.
No, other than that, what are some legends?
It's not a lot though, because you can't be a legend if it's a million of y'all.
What is the criteria of legend in your head?
To me, a legend.
I can see Janet Jackson.
You just asked me.
No. I can see Janet Jackson fitting a generic description. Yeah. But you said Tina Turner. No,
I don't think Tina Turner's a legend.
Go ahead.
To me, she's up there with Aretha Franklin, and she's not to me. But to me, a legend transcends hundreds of years. Like after a million years or whatever, you'll still be hearing that person's name.
Aretha Franklin.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
All right, we disagree.
I'm thinking I like the fact
because I know some young people don't even know who she is.
Oh, so you're saying because the young folks don't? So is there, other than the Beatles and Michael Jackson,
the Beatles I even question. The point is
Prince.
If everybody knows
Prince,
no.
See, Kim, then we can't discuss anything then, because if you just put Michael Jackson as the only legend.
I didn't say only.
I'm trying to think. Name some more then. I'll give you your props. Name some more. You can't even name anymore because you've already put him up on that pedestal. Stevie Wonder?
No.
Y'all, if you agree with Kim, as far as what's considered a legend.
A legend
there's got to be somebody up there with Michael Jackson.
This is to me.
She's making him only one legend.
What's the definition of a legend?
I said Stevie Wonder. I said the Beatles, because she agreed with the Beatles. She knocked down Aretha. I guess the greatest of all times. They're GOATs. So greatest of all time.
All right, well, let's see. If we go by your definition.
Okay.
Or the definition here. A musical legend is an artist that has made groundbreaking contributions to pop culture and has made a significant cultural global impact. They are cross-generational and have paved the way and been pioneers in their respective fields. The part that gets me hung up is the cross-generational one. If I say to a young kid, do you know who this person is? And they say yes, to me, that's a legend.
Because they know them.
And if I go to 100-year-old and say, do you know who this person is? And they say yes. And if I go to a person from another country and say, do you know, they can't even speak English. Do you know who this person is? And they say yes. And I go to a kid in another country that don't even speak English and say, do you know who this person is? And they say yes. To me, that's a legend.
Beyonce.
She up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world knows Beyonce.
That's why Jay-Z said that. Jay-Z said
she don't top Michael, but she's in the category.
She's up there. She's up there. She's
so
up
I don't
there.
know. That's a good question. Maybe you should do a survey.
She's up there.
Let people name some.
Yeah. Well, no, because they're going to do what you did. And I'm going to be like, no.
Aretha Franklin?
I'm saying they're going to do what you did. They're going to name people like that.
So how do you test a legend? You have to ask a younger person if they know?
No, I'm saying that's my opinion.
No, I'm saying that's a good one. If you were to ask a younger person.
See, because they naming people like you saying. Elton John, Bruce Springsteen, Jimi Hendrix, Prince, Elvis Presley.
Because they're saying they broke ground.
They broke groundbreakers and stuff like that. For that, you could say James Brown.
That's a good James Brown, everybody
Stevie Wonder.
James Brown, everybody know. See, you just...
No, you go to a kid in another country that don't speak English. Do you know who James Brown
know
is?
Michael Jordan. Why wouldn't they know James Brown?
Michael Jordan is a legend.
He's a legend. Because we've gone to other countries and they can't hardly speak English and they knew Michael Jordan.
Is a legend.
We said Chicago and right away, Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Oprah?
Obama's a legend.
Obama, yeah.
We was in Africa or anywhere. Everywhere we've gone. We went to Italy. We went to Italy. Kid.
He was
running. Know Obama? Obama.
And he was running for president. He wasn't even
president then.
They knew he was running. I'm like, you know the name Obama? Yeah.
So, we disagree.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong. It just means my standard.
I know.
Of a legend is bigger than most people's standard.
I know.
Nobody's
touching the Michael level though. So
you said Beyonce, and I backed off.
And Beatles?
No.
You don't think young kids know Beatles?
No. Black kids in the hood. You go to them and say, "Do you know who John Lennon is?" Who?
Well, not the names by itself.
That's the name.
Well, that's why I would say they wouldn't know James Brown and Stevie Wonder. Everybody knows Stevie Wonder.
Go to a 5-year-old and say, "Do you know who Stevie Wonder is?"
The 5-year-old may not know Michael Jackson.
They know Michael Jackson.
A 5-year-old, they may not be talking about Michael Jackson in the house.
They know Michael Jackson.
That's just wrong.
Bring that glove in. Oh, the Thriller. They know Michael Jackson. They know Michael Jackson.
Okay, keep it going.
They know Michael Jackson. But I'm not putting everybody up there.
Okay.
Wendy says Michael was incomparable. Yeah, nobody can compare to Michael, which is what I'm saying. That's why I'm kind of telling her. You like, you only put Michael Jackson. Yes, I only put him up there. All right.
My goodness.
Jesus is a legend.
Yeah.
Whether Jesus is a legend.
Good or not good to people, Jesus, they still know his name.
They know that name, Christ. Jesus Christ. They know he's a legend.
Christ, superstar.
They know his name. Whether they follow him, whether they're in other religions,
they've heard of him.
Say Jesus or Christ or whatever, or anywhere in the world, they know who you're talking about.
Too. Yeah, too. They
know Christians. They know Christians. They like, oh, you follow Christ. I know Jesus Christ. I don't believe in him, but I know him. That's what they would say. Okay. Emerald says, I think most people see legend being the same as you do, except this generation. Yeah, that's what I agree.
This generation, they don't see stuff the way we do.
They put everybody as a legend.
Yeah.
All right, so let's, I guess I'm saying all this to say, so what, Drake? You beat Michael Jackson's record.
I know. I'm thinking that's a number.
You're still not a
record. I don't care.
Yeah, you're not a legend. So you beat Michael Jackson, so
I
what?
can't even hardly name a Drake song. I probably would know it when I hear it.
Yeah.
But a Michael, oh my God, yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the funny. I always try to do something funny. You put it on here, right? Mm-hmm. Either funny or, funny. This one is funny. Or just something. Now, this guy, Jaden, decided he wanted to give his life to Christ. These little boy. So his sisters decided to baptize him in the swimming pool. All right. So is this turned up? I can't see the bottom of it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
You doing what? All right. Praise the Lord.
Changed his mind at the last minute.
You know what they doing?
You doing what? All right. Praise the Lord.
Trying to hold your head back like that. It would probably be different if he was in the church, in the little communion pool with the pastor holding him.
Yeah.
He would probably he'd be a little scared probably, but he'll go because he'll do with the pastor. His two sisters doing that.
We all thought this is funny, right? Yeah. I told you, look at somebody in this comment section. The minute he seemed traumatized, the girl should have been told to stop. He could have inhaled or choked on too much water. Also, not a good representation of what baptism is all about. I've never seen a pastor force someone to go underwater. Candace, you're a moron.
Candace the grandest.
These are kids playing outside. You see what I'm saying? It's always somebody in the comment section.
They take it too serious.
It's not real.
Oh my God.
They're not really baptizing him. No one's watching this video going, this is a really bad representation of baptism.
Of what
his mother is not filming it going, oh my God, he's going to choke. They're going to kill him. You guys are morons. I'm so sick of this generation. I'm sick of everybody so politically correct.
I don't know if she's young or older. I don't know.
Regardless of whether she's old or young, people have too much of a platform right now.
Yeah.
Before social media, we didn't know you was a moron. Now we know. That person, because you can type it and everybody sees it.
The person before her, I definitely could not predict how this ended.
Which is funny. That's they take it, they laughing about it.
Aww.
Only somebody who's ridiculous. And also, too, who are you? Are you married? I could not in a million years be your spouse. I cannot be married to somebody who would watch something that's ridiculously stupid and take it that serious. How could I even have a conversation with you?
I don't know.
You are on another planet.
There are people, when they look at things, I look at people's videos.
Too serious.
And I was telling Kim, some of it is funny and some of it I'm like, I don't understand that, but I don't write to them. I don't reply.
I don't write everything that is in my head. I don't put down.
I'll just look at it and move on.
And I look and go, oh, she shouldn't have wore that.
Oh yeah, move on.
Or why would he look like that? Or this or that or that. Yeah. I don't take the time out of my life to type it.
The minute he's traumatized, the girl should have told him to stop. He could have inhaled or choked on too much water.
I've never seen a pastor force someone to in baptism.
Now, we've seen baptism actually take place, and there's been pastors who have had issues dumping somebody, and they got scared, or they fell in with them.
Right.
So I don't know why this is such you got to really make a comment about this, Candace the Grandest.
I just think that people are too serious. That is not, and again, I told you, I'm probably one of the worst people to have a YouTube show because I don't want these people watching. I don't want you watching.
You can watch.
If you're a moron.
You can watch. Everybody can watch it.
Well, just
got
don't
it
comment.
Out there.
Don't comment.
That's the commenting is what we get tired of.
Exactly.
Watch. Everybody watches everyone's video because sometimes you don't know if it's staged or if it's real too.
But this channel is for people who have common sense.
Kim, everybody don't have common sense. It's not common anymore. Look at the mega
God.
people following Trump.
Our audience has common sense. Or the people who comment here that's always here, Emerald and Wendy and all of them, they have common sense.
Yeah.
Even if we don't agree with each other on certain things, their responses are thought out and it makes sense.
Right.
It's not stupid stuff.
Or we've known you guys long enough. You don't always comment either.
Yes.
You may just listen to what we're saying.
Sometimes you may just sit back and shake your head like, Lord Kim.
She's
or
crazy.
Lord
What Lenore's saying now.
Yeah.
You don't have to say everything.
Just stupid.
So that was
I'm going to
cute.
watch it again
Watch
for
one more
this
again, one
Candace
more
the
again.
Greatest. There we go. For you, Candace.
You doing what? All right. Praise the Lord.
Just have fun. He didn't even go down in the water for her to say that. The choke. She acted like they was holding his head underwater. Now, if they was holding his head underwater, his mom probably would have. I'm sure she would have said something.
I'm not gonna videotape y'all was drowning my baby.
His head didn't even go under the water.
You doing
But it
what?
went in the water when he went forward.
All right. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
See? Look. He's not drowning.
So she took that too far.
And he's not crying.
What's wrong with them baptizing on
And then
their
she
own?
said traumatized. Did he look
I'm
traumatized?
so tired.
He stood up and was like, he didn't run and fall out the swimming
and then
pool.
remember, you would throw questions up like, "What did we do in our childhood?" I think recent you said, "What did we do in our childhood that we know now would be dangerous?"
We said going to school by ourselves.
I said riding on the bicycle bars when you would ride with somebody and you would be sitting on the bicycle bar.
Yes.
That's dangerous. We had so much fun doing dangerous stuff that now today people go, "That's child abuse."
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh.
Climb up on top of the house and jump off. Okay. Oh, that's just you're trying to kill your child, and they're trying to. You guys got to watch your kids, and they're eating mud. Well, you know, mud is blank, and all this.
Some kids climb trees. They fell out, broke their arm, their leg.
Soft generation because of people like this lady. That's why it's a soft generation.
Candace the Greatest. Okay.
All right.
Grandest.
You wanted to know who Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day is, okay?
Yes.
Well, each day he has a donkey of the day. See, I had to move it up because I don't know.
You got to show the donkey's face.
Show the donkey of the day.
Mm-hmm.
A Nebraska funeral worker was fired after using a sex doll of a dead man he was tasked to collect. Now, this man is a funeral home worker, okay? Mm-hmm. And apparently this man in this apartment passed away.
Okay.
And so I guess they called them to come get him. They didn't even need the coroner, I guess. He's dead. Mm-hmm. So they picked him up to take him to the funeral home, this man, whoever he is. And the man had a sex doll. Ooh. This worker guy saw the sex doll. She caught his eye. And he saw it. And he was like, oh, okay. And he wanted to take the sex doll. He said he needed to take it for evidence or something.
Evidence for what?
And the manager, the apartment manager said, no, you can't take anything out of the house.
Yes.
Because it's an investigation, whatever, with the police.
Wow.
So this guy comes back, I think at night or something. And he comes in, breaks in or whatever. And he decides he wants to have sex with the sex doll. So the manager shows up.
You a donkey.
The manager hears some commotion going on. He must live in the building or whatever. And he comes over there, and the man is, disheveled.
Doing his thing.
No, I guess he didn't catch him in the act. He's disheveled. He's putting his clothes back together. And he says, I had to come back here because this doll, I have to bring this doll in for whatever, evidence. The manager said, get out of here already. You and this sex doll.
Oh my goodness. Didn't I say get out of here?
So it says later today, Smith allegedly called the property manager and claimed that the sheriff's office was sending him back over there to collect the doll and swab for some DNA.
Yes.
The bizarre request was immediately shut down from the apartment manager. This apartment manager is like, I can't do it.
What's wrong with this guy? Okay.
So again, that's why I said the apartment manager stumbled upon a disturbance, and that's when he heard some noise coming out of the unit. And the deadbolt and the lock chain was off. Smith then allegedly walked out with his clothes disheveled and warned the manager he would return with a warrant for the doll.
He really want this doll. It must be a lifelike.
So the manager got sick of this. He called the police department to report him, saying he was worried that the funeral worker would return and break in again and steal the doll.
I wonder if this is
Investigators arrived and noticed that several items inside the unit had been moved since the death of investigation had started. The crime lab admits to processing fingerprints lifted from the moved items and is planning to request DNA samples from the doll. So he's getting ready to be tried for interfering,
messing with the evidence and touching
so
stuff.
Charlemagne,
Now he works with dead people. Does he do anything to those dead people?
I know.
If
Now,
you're doing it to a doll.
Charlemagne gave him Donkey of the Day for several reasons. One, obviously, because he keeps wanting to go back to this doll. But the dead man was having sex with the doll. You having sex with a doll, a dead man was having sex with.
Well, we know that happens.
So
people have those dolls.
That dead man's semen is in the doll. So you're having sex.
Is the doll made like that?
Yeah, they hold all of that. So he's having sex with a doll that the dead man was having sex with. Ooh. He gets a donkey for that too.
Yeah,
and he gets a donkey for keep coming back trying to get this doll.
What is about this
doll? And he gets a donkey because Charlemagne said, why can't he just write down he could have just took a picture of the make and model of the doll and bought a doll. If he said it's not like a human. It's only one of a kind of us.
You can buy it.
You can buy that doll.
He had no money probably. He figured the man's passed away. I can just take his doll.
What was it about this doll?
She must have been a pretty looking doll.
But you can buy that doll.
And it makes me wonder with him working with deceased people, if he's doing things with them.
I know.
You donkey man.
So he gets donkey of the day. Donkey of the day.
Oh my God, that's donkey of the day.
So we give him donkey of the day.
And just to think, there's a lot of people like him on this earth.
I know.
Weird.
All right, so that's it. Let me see if anybody said anything, and then you can close us out in prayer. Mm-hmm. Wendy says Stevie Wonder legend is a legend. Okay, so you want to go ahead and close us out?
Mm-hmm. And Emerald, I think you had said yesterday about new job, new position, new location, whatever. Yeah. Something new. So we'll continue to pray for you for that. Mm-hmm. And Wendy, pray total health for you. So we do remember the prayer requests that you guys have sent, spoken mm-hmm. prayer requests and unspoken.
Right.
Because God knows the details of everything that we're dealing with. Mm-hmm. Father God, we thank you. We give you glory and honor. We thank you for another show, another live show. We just give you honor and glory, oh God, that we can be, one man planteth, another one watereth, and you do the increase, oh God, to the things that we say, Father, that'll be uplifting and that would be laughter, because we know laughter is medicine, mm-hmm. oh God, and that's our goal, mm-hmm. is to just make people laugh and to forget about the cares of what's going on at the moment, just right. at this one moment. And yeah, we may get some say nares and whatever else, negative responses, whatever, because we're not out here to please everyone, but we pray that you send the ones that do want to hear from us and want to smile and hear our opinion on things, because we know opinion is like perfume. You spread it, it'll go away, no big deal. But Father, that people don't take things so serious, right. and so to the point where they're replying with anger and bitterness or whatever. Father, we just pray that love is being poured out from this show, Father, from our hearts, that we're sincere people and we truly love you. Mm-hmm. We thank you for those who do tune in and listen to us, oh God, and we just pray for every prayer requests that have gone forth and every unspoken prayer request in the mighty name of Jesus, because your word says anything that we ask in your name, it shall be given unto us. And I just pray and speak life into everyone's situation mm-hmm. right now that is being doormat or lying dead, oh God. We just pray that your joy will be everyone's strength in the mighty name of Jesus, and continue to pray peace in the Middle East. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Don't forget to get our book, 100 Family Friendly Jokes, Volume 1. We're working on Volume 2. Yep. The link is in the description, and the book is on Amazon. Yep. Don't forget, let me see if anybody said anything before we go. Emerald says, thank you, ladies. Mm-hmm. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always believe. And that was another Woods Report. See y'all later.